in a school system just like here at Missouri State. Our work is done with and through people. Essentially, the outcomes have to do with people. Students actually in the school system, it's sort of a weird phenomenon that I pondered one day, that students are both the products of a school system as well as the customers. There are very few situations that are like that. They're products as well as the customers. And that calls for very unique kinds of things. But what we discovered very quickly is that because the education business, if you will, is about people, that we had to develop our own people in order for us to be able to achieve our outcomes. And in order to do that, everybody had to be developed so that they could contribute. And if they didn't have the skills for a particular area, that we needed to develop them so they would have the skills. Essentially, it came down to everyone needed to be a leader of themselves and a leader of others. For example, we have 1,700 teachers in the school system. And every single one of them needed to be a leader in order to have the schools turn around, because they are the main people in our schools. And if they're not leading the change, it wasn't going to happen. So a lot centered around leadership. And managing versus leading, what that all meant. And I'll get into that in a minute. Everyone being in the right place in the school system so they could maximize their potential so that we could reach our goals. And how this played out basically was in developing our human capital, which was us, our people, our staff. Just as here at Missouri State, that's what you mostly have. You have your students, you have the people who come together in the team to create what is Missouri State University. And I love this phrase, 95% of my assets drive out of the gate every day, it's my job to bring them back. That's definitely how I felt as superintendent. It was my job, along with teams of people, to recruit, develop, reward, and retain. Because once we had recruited and developed people, we needed them to stay with us because we had invested so much in them and their understanding the mission and sharing our values. I believe this very, very strongly. No matter what organization you have or what kind of an institution, effective leadership is the key. But perhaps I might have a slightly different definition of leadership than you have. So I'll share with you the definition that we came to in our school system. Part of it was that everyone had to have the skills, and we used very much the climbing Mount Everest, because that's how we felt when we started out in this good to great journey, in this seeking a world-class public school system journey, that we were climbing Mount Everest. We were going from the very low levels, and our goal was to get to the summit. So everyone needed to have the skills. If you've ever seen any documentaries about people who climb Mount Everest successfully, it's cross-team training. At any point, if somebody's injured or if there's an issue, someone else can take over. Everyone can lead the team. And that was our concept, and that was our notion as we proceeded. So we expected all people to understand the vision and be able to lead it. We helped people to develop the tools and the ideas so that they could lead the team in all of their areas of responsibility. Teamwork was essential in everything that we did. And the effective supervision may seem kind of like a no-brainer, but that was very, very important, because what we found, there tends to be lethargy in some school systems where people go on from year to year and they get excellent evaluations. There's never a negative. People react very strongly to a negative in academic environments. And what we found was giving people some real feedback was extremely important. To respect them. If you give people some real feedback so that they can grow, you're respecting them. And we developed a whole culture of supervision and honest evaluations. That doesn't mean brutal. It means here are the goals we have in the system. Here are the specific outcomes for high school, middle school, elementary. And here's where you are in all of that, your particular role. And these are the skills we want to work with you with so that you can lead the team at 4th grade, 8th grade math, high school English, whatever it is.